Hello, it's Sarah. And look at this, you guys. I actually have a piece of paper here. I'm just used to working on tile anymore, and I haven't done this in so long. I got out some Prismacolor colored pencils. I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna eventually be gluing the tiles down to this mesh to make a stepping stone. So what I did was I kind of laid this out on the stepping stone to make sure that it was fitting on the top, because it's a little beveled on the edges. Then I cut a piece of, this is actually the only thing I had that was going to give me 11 by 11, because that's the area that I have to work with. And then I broke that down another inch, so it's kind of 10 by 10, because I think I'm going to frame it with some blue, I forget what they're called, they're glass tiles, the kind that you can kind of buy by the sheet. Anyway, this is what I'm going to use to create the mosaic. So I'm going to put this down after I trace my design on there. Then I'm going to tape this down, and then when I cut my glass, I'm literally going to fill it in just like a puzzle. But today I found, I drew my picture of kiwi. This is not my bird, but this is a green cheek conure. I just wanted to find a picture that I could kind of draw, and this one appealed to me. I like the way kiwis made this, and I was getting a little like kind of teary-eyed looking at all these pictures, but I think I kind of did it well enough. It's proportionate. I feel like, you know, maybe this area right here, for some reason, I feel like I want to move, as I'm looking at it, I want to move this hand up a little. I think it should be even with that one a little more. It's just like, this is what I've been doing the whole time. I figured I'd do it before I turned on the camera so that I didn't waste a bunch of time fudging around with this stuff. So that's the branch, and that can all be fudged about, you know, fudged. This is her little butt. This is her butt. This is her vent where her poopy would come out. So her vent's like right around here. So proportionately, this is pretty good, the way her body kind of finishes. Then these are her flight feathers, and these are her kind of, where I would usually trim these, but I'm going to put them in because they're blue. I think they're about the right, maybe they're not that long. I'll take them up a little bit. Kind of more closer to where her butt ends, and this could even be. So this is just me tweaking it, and then her other flight feathers are going to show up right here. This is flight feathers right here, and then this is her tail. That's where her tail would kind of start. So what I have out here is my Prismacolor pencils, because I'm also going to do a little color coding to just get the feel for what I want to do. Her eye is white. This is going to be white, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. The cheek part is green, so like this is why she's called a green cheek, because that'll be kind of green, and then it goes into darker green around it, but we'll see. And then there's even a little bit of gray around here. Her top feathers are really dark green, so kind of like, I'm going to go with just this dark green. This is all going to be dark green. And then she has a little bit of a light color right where her ear is. Her ear was under here. It's not doing her justice right now. Then she has these gorgeous red tail feathers. So this is all going to be a little bit red down here. And she has a little bit of that on her belly. a little bit of red on her belly. These are blue. Her flight feathers are going to be blue. So, and then this will be probably, these are flight feathers too, but I don't think they're supposed to be blue. I think I'll make them just really dark. But that's going to be, her other wing is kind of ending right there, you know. So up on her shoulder, this is going to be pretty much the same as, and what I have to figure out is how am I going to, yeah, because this is all dark. You know what's funny is this is actually, her belly is like lighter green. So I don't know how I'm gonna, and this is kind of even gray in here, which this is just white. So this is going to be difficult for me to figure out how I'm going to, and then this is even more of like a teal down here. Her little butt is kind of teal. So I'm going to pull all my greens that I have in my stash. I like the way her beak, this is very fluffy here. And then I'll do her feet. Her feet are going to be like a really dark gray. And that's pretty much where I'm headed. This is going to be much darker. I don't think I have, let's see, this one. I think it should be this color. More of the grass green. And then I'll be able to highlight, like this is all, this will be the grass green in here. And this is like tealy. It's like blue and green mixed. And then I'm going to use the light green on all of these inside feathers. Which it kind of would be shaded right here. So like, maybe I'll have to do something with shading there. And then her beak is black. She has a little, her nair is up here. There's like a little hole and it's kind of a little bit white up there too. Her eye will be very dark. And I think this is all going to be white. This is going to be more white. This isn't just, because it's just mixed with, but I want to cut this because before I trace it onto here, I want to get it to, so that I can fit her name. I'm probably going to add a few flowers and definitely some leaves. I think she's going to be like that. I like that. I like that I'm going to be able to get a lot of tail in here. So I think I'll cut this here too. But I could put flower here or just leave it plain. I was inspired by this picture. This is a stepping stone of Kauai. Looks like, I know the name, a sun conure. I think that's a sun conure. So I was very inspired by the way they just used the stained glass to kind of give the impression of feathers. And they grouted it in a kind of a, I think my linen would be around that color. And then they just did a blue, oopsie, a blue background and a nice wide perch and just one flower. Like, it's pretty simple, But see how this part of the wing, there's like green wing over here to give the, like they're kind of a little bit like, so I don't know if this is, yeah, this picture doesn't show any other wing, it's just the angle that she's at. So I think I'm going to leave it like that, like she's totally to the side. I like how this looks, and I think I'll be able to capture it on in tiles. So what I want to do, I think I'm going to put a couple flowers over here. And a leaf. I could put leaves, but I don't need to. But this is going to be an empty space because it's a square stepping stone. So instead of having it over here, and then I'm going to put her name. So her name can go all the way here. So if I do it in like caps, K-I-W I like that. And there, you know, see, so there's, this would just be sky. And a little, like maybe just a leaf and a flower there and a leaf and a flower here. I think that's what it's going to be like. So I'm going to try and transfer this. I have to play around with my lettering. Let's see if I'm going to mark it right about here and just try to create a little area and see here. I'd like to stop definitely like right here. It can even be smaller, but for right now, I just want to, because I don't know what I'm going to use to make the letters, because I could use, let's see, I don't have any on my desk, but they're like little, I'll grab them. These size tiles, if I had an, I'll order them, or I could have, what color? I don't know. I'm going to grab these brown ones. Because the name is very straight lines, I could go, but I could also just cut pieces of stained glass. The thing about, I think that stepping stone that I was using as a reference is it's all stained glass, and what that's going to do is keep it one even level. I'm going to be using thin set as my mortar, my adhesive, once I take this mesh. So after I've glued my design to this mesh, I'm going to be able to take the whole design and put it on the stepping stone by making a little buttering the stone with thin set, which is like a cement adhesive. And then I'll just put it down. Anyway, stepping stones, you know, if you're going to step on it, you don't want it too lumpy and bumpy. I'm not planning on stepping on this one. It's just going to go over in the garden area where we put kiwi. So I can use different, but like that fits pretty good. And I can just kind of judge my size by using 7 of those tiles. And then IWI. I'll have to figure that out. There's a lot of ways to go. Let me look at, they actually had a piece of glass made, like engraved or painted or something with the word kawaii on it. I like the way that looks too, but I don't happen to have that or access to that. So I think mine's going to just be, like I said, I could draw it out like block letters. I could do, but I don't want it to take away from the image. So I'd like to keep it pretty basic and not be the main thing, like kind of an afterthought. So I think I might use I'm going to play around with that, and I'll get back to you. But just for today, I'm going to be able to trace the design onto here and then get it. I could actually just use this, you know, because this is going to get a piece of plastic wrap on top of it so that I don't glue onto the paper. I just want to glue it onto the mesh. So it'll be a layered. So see, this is how I'm going to end up putting the design on the mesh. This inch around it is just going to be for border. But I think that's all I really want to do. And I can wing the flowers. I'm not worried about that. I was kind of thinking of using some bigger tiles that I have. So that's it. I think I'm going to continue I think the picture is good. I think that looks like her. I'm happy with that. And probably the next time you see me in progress, I'm going to have it all taped down, and I'm going to be adhering my glass. I've never done anything on mesh, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do it on mesh. Let me see. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.